Hello, my name is Stacy and I like old stuff, especially old photographs. So, I'm here to share some of my collection with you. Because why keep it to myself? What is the point of that? It's like having your own personal museum and never opening it up to anyone and having nobody see it. What is the point of that? So, today I'm going to show you some more old photographs. The older the better. I am going to talk about a couple photos and a magazine. So, first I'd like to talk about this crazy fashion trend called the Lego mutton sleeve that was popular around 1895. It was the style of a big puffy sleeve. Remember in the 80s when we had the big hair and the big shoulder pads and we thought the bigger the better? Well, this was their version of that. So, here is an example. You can see her sleeves. See? Let's get a little closer here. Yeah, there we go. Here's her sleeves. There's her sleeves. And they're pretty big. I just love this picture. And the photographers, excuse me, got really creative with their photography, and they started using furniture and rugs and plants and whatnot to make their photos more interesting. The first photographs were very plain with no background. Here, they added things, and they also put their name at the bottom of the photographs and had an elaborate advertising on the back. So, like I said, this is probably 1895 or 6. And I have another one like with the same style. This is, here we go, puffy sleeves. Okay. I just love this photo. Look at all things everything that's going on in here. I don't know if this is a real place, a real house that she's sitting in, or a photographer's set design. It could be either one, really. I'm guessing it's a set. And here we have the puffy sleeve, and it has nothing on the back, nothing about the photographer, but there is a name written in pencil called, and it says Margaret A. D-O-C-K, Doc, I think. And that's all I know about this photograph. So I like Miss Margaret. She looks like she's got it going on. She looks very sure of herself. She looks like she might have been a strong woman. I don't know. But I really like it. Next, I have this one. A little later. I'm going to date this one around early 1900s. And this is from the Edwardian era as opposed to the Victorian era. The Edwardian era began in 1901. And she's wearing a style called the pigeon bodice. And the reason it's called a pigeon bodice is because of the shape of her chest. You can see it's a little loose and going forward, as opposed to skin tight, as well how it used to be. They wore their tops very tight, and the pleats were popular then too. And I just love this photo. She looks very elegant. And here, I'll show you a little bit closer. What a sweet face. I love the hair and everything, and the frame, of course. So on the back, look what it says. It says Gimbel Brothers. Gimbels Brothers Picture Store Order Number, let's just say 8778 or 3778. Not sure. It's a little smeared. So, if you're a certain age, you know what Gimbels was. Gimbels was a department store chain. They were in Philadelphia and elsewhere. and they were around for about 100 years, and they closed up in around late 1980s, I guess. But they were popular for a long time, and they are no more. So this is real vintage, and I love the order number and the picture store thing on the back. So if you knew this lady, let her know her picture is ready. She could come pick it up. Next, I'd like to show you postcards. This postcard, look, this woman here. Not sure the date, there's no date on here, but I venture to say it's after 1907, or 1907 or later. I say that because, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to read what it says, though. This is for Percy to hang in his room to keep the rats out. I think you were big enough to write me a letter. Write me a letter from Mrs. George Stilbo to Percy. There's no address on here. I don't know how he got it. There's no stamp. It could be it was never mailed, but here she is. And I like her sense of humor, that her face could keep the rats out. That's funny. I think I would have liked her. And I say 1907 because postcards started to be manufactured a little differently, because the Postal Service wanted postcards to say postcard at the top and have a dividing line for you to put the address on the right and your letter on the left. It was a new regulation. Prior to that, it was just a blank back, or a blank back that said just postcard at the top. So this became the standard, but that wasn't until 1907 in the United States. Excuse me, I got allergies. Next, this postcard is much later. This is from 1933. This was sent by a child. It's in child's handwriting, you could tell. And it says, "Dear Bobby," and it's spelled B-O-B-Y. Bobby. "I am having a good time in Atlantic City." Hey, forgot the N in Atlantic. "Love, Beverly." And it's sent to B-O-B-Y Cannon, 118 Martin Avenue in Plainfield, New Jersey. It was sent from Atlantic City, like she said. And as a cat person, I just had to buy this. And this is so cute. And it says, "Every day is a picnic. Wish you were here." Ah, they're cute. And I'm guessing Beverly must have liked cats too, because why else would she send a cat postcard? But so I had to buy this, and it's made by Genuine Freeze Animal Series. Photographs of real live pets. That's what it says. Photographs of real live pets. So these were live pets. They're not taxidermy or fake or anything. Wow. Okay. Last but not least, I have a trade magazine to share with you. This was a magazine published and sent to people who owned businesses. If you had a business, this magazine was for you, and inside it gave you tips on how to do business, clerks, contracts, money advice, business advice. There's advertising in here for pens, and advertising itself, ad agencies. Let's see. Oh, cigars and coffee. Okay. Cash check system to keep your checks in order, I guess. And there's other ads too. I know there's a typewriter ad. And there's a photographer advertising in here. And see, engraving service, that's in here too. Okay. And soap. They wanted business people to buy soap and sell it. So, this magazine was published in May 1898 by the Girard Publishing Company in the Penn Mutual Building in Philadelphia. Right there. Isn't that neat? I believe the Penn Mutual Building is still in existence. When I was a little girl, I went into that building and went into their observation deck where you could see a bird's eye view of the city. I don't know if they still have that or not, but I remember doing that. Now, there's this particular ad in here I want to share with you. First, I will tell you that there was a brand of soap that existed in about 1880 to 1900. It didn't last very long. It was called Sapolio. Spelled like polio with S-A in front of it. Sapolio is a brand of soap. Now, this ad says, if we could teach the Indians to use Sapolio, it would quickly civilize them. Take a look at that. Like, wow. Wow, it's, you know, what could I say? It's so politically incorrect that you can never have that today. So that's another reason why I like this old stuff. It's very interesting, and you run across some politically incorrect and racist stuff that you can never say today. And that's how the times were, and you have to, I think we should acknowledge that and not pretend it didn't exist. So, yes, if the Indians could use Sapolio, they'd be civilized. Wow. Maybe that's why they're not in business anymore. Because of ads like this. So, I hope you enjoyed my little presentation. And I will have another presentation coming up in a week or two. Hopefully not too long. And I will talk more about my pictures and my collection. And give you interesting tidbits. Till then, happy collecting. And your personal museum is a museum to be shared. Thank you.